Frank was a criminal from a very young age, even at just 12 years old. He would steal as a child, then sell the stolen items to his school friends and make money.
Yeah, but I don't say
had
it.
no
The
problem
people
stealing
say it,
from
and it's
taxis
true. I
or
looked it
neighbors.
up. It's
And reselling their belongings. In fact, he made significant profits from this and gradually expanded his operations. He had no idea that these early experiences would later make him one of the smartest criminals in his history. As a teenager, he got involved in smuggling goods across borders. From there, he started selling goods specially to other criminals. He also began selling counterfeit products and expanded his network extensively. Through these crimes,
this
Frank
earth
learned the most
has
important
ever
lessons in his life:
counterfeited more money than I.
organization and how to deal with criminals. At one point, Frank tried to open an honest business. He started a small factory making aviation equipment. He began focusing on this work, but didn't continue. He realized he was putting in a lot of effort just to earn money. Then an idea came to him
And
that
better
would
than I
completely
did.
change his
It's
life.
what it is. It comes out like I'm the self-proclaimed, but it's
Instead of spending every day working in his factory, exhausting himself, he realized there was another way to make money. A way that would earn him money easily and without ever having to do hard labor again. Although he combined legitimate work with illegal activities as smuggling, he still exerted a lot of effort to maintain his income. So he thought, why work so hard for money when he could just print it? In 2008, he discovered a way to produce millions of dollars without hard labor. He decided to counterfeit money, but in a very unusual way. He chose to counterfeit one of the hardest currencies in the world. Not just that, he focused on US currency, even though he was from Canada. And he focused especially on 20 bills. He devoted all his efforts to finding every loophole that would allow him to successfully replicate them. He used his criminal mind and natural talent, and the results were astonishing. He was able to produce money that was extremely difficult to detect as fake. He bought a high-quality paper from Switzerland, shipped it to himself, and used his knowledge of smuggling and criminal contacts to ensure no one could trace it. He also obtained advanced printing machines not available to the general public. He mastered every secret of this crime, from fine printing to watermarks. He became the world's top expert in this field, and that's when the big operation began. With his skill, he didn't just want to print a few fake to spend. He aimed to print millions of dollars, tens, even hundreds of millions. He sold the money to criminals at 30% discount. But he didn't start a full scale. He used a clever tactic. He printed a small number of bills and distributed them in different places. He had a hidden goal to see which bill would be detected and which wouldn't. This allowed him to learn from his mistakes before the major operation. Eventually, he printed 12.5 million bills totaling $250 million. Authorities started searching for the counterfeit money in his area. Frank began to feel the danger. His end might be near, but his method was extremely cautious, and he thought it would be hard to catch him if he stayed careful. The police sent undercover investigators to track the source of the counterfeit money. When they suspected him, they raided his home, and that's when the surprise came. They found over $1 million in counterfeit money at his girlfriend's house. Frank faced what seemed like the end, thinking his plan had failed. The police threatened to extradite him to the United States for maximum security imprisonment. He had already sold over $50 million in fake bills on the market, but Frank realized he still had something crucial that could save him. He knew from his research that the money he printed was extremely hard to trust and identify as fake, even though he had sold $50 million and he had printed over $250 million. And over $200 million remained hidden in an unknown location. He offered the police a deal. He would reveal the location of the money if they destructively reduced his sentence. Due to the importance of the funds, the police agreed. The surprise was the length of his imprisonment. He only spent 6 weeks in jail due to this deal. After his release, Frank did something unusual. He opened his own office to help companies detect fraud and counterfeiting.